Grand adventures, high stakes, interpersonal conflict. Final Fantasy has it all. Each title takes a group of unlikely companions through even more unlikely situations, leading them in common course to, more often than not, save the world, even if they didn't set out to do so. One great part of why we love the heroes we play as comes from watching them surpass otherwise unbeatable odds, and there's nothing more thrilling than being flung into danger and dragging yourself out just in the nick of time. I'm Jack from EXP Required, so join me as we take a look at some of the best escapes Final Fantasy has to offer. Beware of spoilers for the following games. When you think of an escape, chances are you'll think of something more high-octane than simply leaving one area for another. But that's exactly what happens in Final Fantasy I. Back in 1987, the concept of a game that had more than a handful of screens was a technical marvel in itself. The few games that introduced a fully realised world were pushing the envelope, and Final Fantasy, with its continent-spanning cast, helped set the scene for decades to come. After defeating Garland for the first time, the Light Warriors are rewarded with a bridge built in their honour, connecting Cornelia to the rest of the world. Without it, we would never meet the Weird Witch Matoya, battle Buccaneers, or even stumble across the sleeping sovereign of Elfheim. The goal to the first half of the game is to get your hands on some nitro powder or TNT. Better not get them mixed up or you'll have Crash Bandicoot to answer to. Whoa! So you can leave in the most explosive way possible. The rest of the world has its own set of challenges you can't run from, but as the bearers of the crystals, why would you? We're here for adventure after all. An adventure where Chaos and his minions have to answer to us. Come on then, vamps, let's be having ya! Despite its slow start, Final Fantasy IX's opening is just one escape after another. From Alexandria Castle to Evil Forest to the perilous Ice Cavern, Gaia is from the get-go a beautiful but dangerous world. Dali offers a momentary rest from the trials and tribulations, and then it's right back to daring departures. Hot on our heels in an attempt to bring back Princess Garnet are the Black Waltzes. We already forced number 1 to chill out and kick the second to the curb not long after, but we all know bad things come in threes. Safe in the sky, we get to see more mages not unlike our little friend Vivi, who aren't exactly interested in small talk, or any talk for that matter. The lack of chatter doesn't mean there's a lack of personality though. When the third and final waltz catches up with us, they cluster around the miniature mage as if to protect him from harm, and pay the ultimate price. Defeating it isn't enough. Unlike its fellows, the victory scene isn't the end of its dog pursuit, and it chases us in a truly nail-biting sequence through South Gate. Having just made it across the Mist Continent, this marks the first time the party truly comes together, albeit briefly. Steiner and Zidane work together to back Vivi up during the fight, while trusting Dagger to fly the cargo ship to safety, proving that the theme of believing in your friends is the right path to take. And I'm sure we won't see that pesky waltz again. So a group of criminals walk into a floating city. Open to all, but with plenty of secrets to hide, the Sky City Bujerba provides the Arcadian Empire with magicite used to manufacture weapons by day, and gives money to the Resistance by night. Attempting to play both sides puts Marquis Ondor in an impossible position, and when he learns we know of his treachery, he promptly sends the party into the hands of the Imperials. While at first the situation seems dire, we're led right to both Penelo and Resistance leader Amalia, who's revealed to be the presumed dead Princess Ashalia. Promptly jailed by the Judge Magister, it's up to us to break her out of the cell, whether she wants our help or not. From there we must flee the alerted ship or end up facing the gallows, and who stands in the way of freedom but the Judge himself? For all his pomp and pride, Geese is no match for either Ashalia's stubbornness or the power of manufactured nethicite, and the chance to face down one of the Empire's greatest warriors at such a low level is both terrifying and exhilarating in equal measure. Though the battle ends before he's truly finished off, unmasking him proves that if we can defy Arcades once, we can do it again and again. Maybe listening to Ondor's lies wasn't such a bad idea after all.
I'm Captain Bosch von Ronsenberg of Dalmasca.
It's right about time for a public service announcement. Shut up, sit your ass down in that chair, and drink your goddamn tea! Found in the aptly named Rocket Town, FF7's Sid is the last mandatory member to join the party, and the meeting is almost as explosive as his temper. Having been stuck here since the failed launch of Shimra number 26, we meet him almost at the same time as President Rufus. We're both after the same thing, Sephiroth, and what better way to get around than with a transport supplied by the world-famous pilot? Cid's pride and joy, the tiny Bronco, is a light aircraft that we don't think twice about taking. Good thing too, as Shinra's got the same idea in mind. Unwilling to part with the only thing that matters in his life, Cid climbs aboard, only to see his dreams come crashing down for the second time. As emotive as it is cool, this escape is only one of many the party manages against Shinra, but only one of two where we come away with a new pal. And there's no one quite like Cid, who throws his lot in with us just because. There's truly no better way to escape your own past than by investing in someone else's future, and by sticking it to the man. From Terra's natural spellcasting ability to the production of Magitech, magic is at the heart of Final Fantasy VI's story from the very first scene. Why it's such a big deal isn't revealed to us until we're deep into the story. The life force of the mystical espers, only a few select humans are able to use magic after experimental infusions. Naturally, the Gestalian Empire covets this power in its attempt to rule the world by any means necessary. Local resistance group, the Returners, won't stand for such unchecked violence and infiltrate the heart of the Empire to take out the source of their power. Things are never as easy as they first appear, however, and the situation isn't helped by the psychotic clown Kefka doing what he does best, sowing discord. What follows can only be described as mayhem. Attempting to prove her innocence, part-time prima donna Celes gives the party a chance to flee, and the ensuing fight causes irreparable damage to the Magitech research facility. At least the father of Magitech is finally able to see the true impact of his experiments. Producing magic for the army has been slowly killing the espers. Escape sees us hurtling down a gauntlet of enemies in a minecart. Thankfully there's no timer ticking down, but the final boss of the area, number 128, has a countdown to certain doom in its arsenal all the same. But with the legacy of the espers in our grasp, no foe is beyond us. After the chilling climax of FF8's first disc, we wake up in Galbadia's political penitentiary, leaderless and unarmed. Not to worry, we have control over Zell, who conveniently uses no weapons and also knows the layout like the back of his hand. We don't sit around for long. After getting our gear back and saying hello to some familiar faces, it's time to scram. First objective, rescue Squall, who's not been having a good time. Once the team's together again, the Seeds quickly learn that escape isn't easy. Wave after wave of guards do their best to stop us leaving, and it would be easy to be overwhelmed. With the stakes at their highest, missing members Renoa and Irvine finally make an appearance. Having been sprung by her father, Renoa refuses to accept her own safety at the cost of her friends, and returns, sharpshooter in tow, to kick the breakout into top gear. The D-District sequence holds a special place in our hearts as the first time the party truly begins to think for itself. Though the Seeds have been organised till now, it takes the actions of a real freedom fighter to keep that momentum alive. Just don't forget to keep on moving during the cinematic portion of your daring escape, or you'll be totally screwed. One thing FF10's character design isn't is subtle, and recurring antagonist Seymour is no exception. With his mostly colourless clothes and standout silhouette, we know from first glance that he's bad news. Shame no one but Tidus seems to realise this. It's no surprise that we eventually face him down at Macalania Temple, armed with evidence of his malfeasance. One epic battle later, we put the good maester down, but we're branded heretics instead of heroes, leaving us with only one course of action.
Run!
A tense pursuit leads us through the icy land, Guardo guards chasing us down the whole way, until we're eventually cornered and forced to fight. There's no true victory here, as the Wendigo simply sends us plunging through the lake, leaving the party in shock. Thrilling in its attempt to show us the consequences of doing the right thing, our flight, and fall, leads to the group wondering how to proceed. Transgressions aside, Yuna wants to continue her pilgrimage, even if, as Auron suggests, it means defying the church. Maybe Yevon has the plight of its people in mind, but some of the maesters certainly don't, and being branded an enemy of the state for doing the right thing is the push the party needs to start to find its own way of fighting sin. So that was it for our list of 7 great escapes in Final Fantasy. Let us know your favourite in the comments below. If you'd like to hear more Final Fantasy discussion, we also have a podcast link below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.